Basically, we're here to open the new cardiology center, which is based in the middle of Manchester and Liverpool. This is a great opportunity for everybody to come in and have a routine checkup. And I was, we're actually speaking to a doctor about how sometimes when you have booking an MRI scan or ECG, you can't have it all in one day in the NHS. So it's here, we can have all that in one day, which means you can help you to even if you have an issue, we'll be able to identify it, be able to get some kind of treatment, but also just to show the importance of having the medical care that you need in order for you to prevent a sudden cardiac arrest, and also know if there's a genetic issue that you can be able to learn from as well. I mean, this is a brand new, venture, to be honest. For what they are doing right now, and to open a center in the northwest, which means, as I said before, allow people from Manchester or from Liverpool to come in and have a checkup. I think the work that they're doing, as I said, at the moment, as all it's been well documented that the NHS is oversaturated with patients, and I think if you have opportunity to come in, feel free, come on in, and I'm sure they'll be able to look after you. Blood tests. I've not done anything regarding to my own personal health condition, whatever, but I think it's just to be able to see the facility, the equipment that they've got here. Everything is top of the range. Fortunate enough that to be able to see different facility, and I think with this part of your body regarding to your heart condition, it vary between some countries are more advanced and other countries they're still learning this condition. But the most important thing that you learn is that everybody has the same goal, is to save individual, to save the patient, to be able to give them the best medical care, if it's possible. So for me, there's no like a standard where this country provide the best medical staff regarding to a certain cardiac arrest or a heart condition. This is more of a just what you see from when you're around the medical care, people who deal with heart condition, they just say, we just want to be able to save or to give a patient a better treatment and also give them better knowledge about the heart condition. I think it's the same for everybody. It can be very devastating to lose a loved one from a condition that it's rare to notice unless you get checked up. And also, if you find somebody if you find an individual who suffered a sudden cardiac arrest, if you don't know how to do the basic stuff basic stuff I'm talking about, the CPR, having access to a defibrillator, all those fundamental stuff that if you don't have access to this stuff, or if you don't know how to do it, then you're putting yourself in a very difficult position. So it's important that, as I mentioned before, that doing CPR should be fundamental. Kids at school should learn how to do CPR. Coaches in the football pitch, teachers, everybody should have a CPR. Everybody should learn how to CPR. In terms of a defibrillator, the same way we have access to fire distinguish in every single building, the same way we should have a defibrillator, even outside in the bus stop. And I'm sure, and I think what happened to Christian Eriksen a couple of weeks ago has highlighted that important of having a good medical care, how vital it is that you have access to good ambulance, good medical care, and good equipment, and that you have a likelihood to have a positive result. For me, it was just that you're watching it, you're thinking, come on, this can't happen again. You hope the best come out of the whole accident, and I think everybody was relieved that him being taken off the pitch was a life then. But the most important thing, we saw how vital that they had medical care onto him within 5 to 10 seconds. He had a defibrillator in him as well. So, we see also saw that, his captain, he was doing a CPR before even anything else. So, and if there's anything good come out of this tournament, is that Christian Eriksen is well and good. Regardless we get to win the tournament, is that Christian survived sudden cardiac arrest. The medical staff have done a wonderful job to be able to keep him alive, and also for him to be able to be with his family. Those are the feeling that I've not had those feelings for a long time. So to see a fellow professional in that predicament, you will just hope that he comes out there surviving. So for me, the outcome of it was I'm just pleased that Christian is in a good condition. The Spurs medical staff got in touch with me and asked if I can speak to him. I sent a message, but since then, you have to give the guy space, because it's been a lot for him in the past 2 weeks. So I think when the time is right, I'm sure I'll be able to sit down and have a conversation. But there's been an exchange of text message between myself and him going forward. But I think when the time is right, if you ever need to have a conversation with me regarding to, what he's like, or how to live with an ICD in him, I'm happy to share my experience with him. So that's how I look at it. I think the most important thing, and I think, is that we open this center to help the local, that there's a center that can help them in order to them to detect if they have underlying issue with their heart, and also come get a checkup if you need to. Yeah. A couple of text messages that I think just more about listen, Christian, if you need anything, I'm more than happy to help you. I know you're going through a lot at the moment, but I'll give you space. Whenever you're ready, we can always have a conversation. From what you hear, is that he has an ICD put in, so which is a bonus, which is a big decision to make. But also at the same time, it's down to him what he wants to do going forward. Does he want to go back and play? That's a question for him and his family, where he will discuss what's the plan. But then this is when the business side of football get involved, So, at a particular moment, you have to step back and look at it from distance. But I think, honestly, I think the best decision for him is that, for me, or for anybody in the medical world, will tell you, him having ICD, it's probably the best. I don't know if the doctor will have anything to say regarding to. I think for him to have ICD put in is the best decision for him to make, because he put everybody at peace. He has an internal defibrillator that will give him a shock if he finds himself in the same predicament again. So. I think one thing definitely would do, him and the guys that were playing on that day, from both sides, they should seek counseling, because some of them have never witnessed such a thing before in their life, and it will traumatize them for the rest of their life. So I think, going forward, they definitely need to seek some kind of counseling, just to get things out their chest, especially to see your teammate that you see every single day, and to see them in the floor in a moment of life and death. You will need some kind of help just to get your head around it. And going forward, I think UEFA should be providing this type of counseling during the tournament for players who are involved in the tournament, because I said we were watching it at home, and everybody would agree with me that it was disappointing from the BBC to keep running the tape alive, whereas it would have been much easier to cut the tape and move it back to the office and move it back to the studio where Gary will be talking. But to keep it going, some people never seen this before. So in terms of counseling, a lot of people who seek counseling, especially his teammate. And now and also for Christian himself, it's about just taking every single day. Just take every day slowly and slowly. And that will build a confidence, because once you had this type of accident, it will play in your mind for the rest of your life. You know, it plays, regardless if you don't want to admit it, deep down you know, it's in you. But the best thing about it is that because you have a ICD put in you, that could be seen as a seatbelt. You only need a seatbelt if you're in an accident. The seatbelt can stop you coming to shot by the window. And that's what ICD do. And they will give you a shock if you ever find yourself in that situation again.